So I will share my screen. And as you know, you can always find our timetable from Canvas timetable. And here up is the topic that we are talking today. And there is also the presentation, which I will be using. So like you already know, it's about online security for teachers. And very soon I will divide you into the breakout rooms, because there is this question, what you will be discussing, maybe 5 minutes or so, and then you will give a short presentation about the discussion. So what does online security mean to you, and why it matters, especially for teachers? All right, do you remember this question now? If you remember, lift your thumb up so I can see. All right. So now I will stop sharing for a while and put you in breakout rooms. So first I have to, how many are we all together? So I will put you in 3 breakout rooms, assign automatically, and let's see how you are, who you are talking with. So in first room there is Antike, Gabriel, Oscar, Samuel. Room 2 there is Aino, Happiness, and Vitus. And room 3 there's Matthew, Onesmo, and Paul. Now I will open you the other rooms. You can start discussing immediately when you have noticed that you arrived to that room. And then I will notify you approximately 1 minute before we stop those breakout rooms. Okay, understood?
Yes.
So how was the discussion?
We missed Vitus.
Okay, so for
it's good.
Yeah. Was there something, some problems with the internet connection, Vitus?
With Happiness. So we had a good discussion, but Vitus wasn't there.
It looked like he was, but was there something, some problems with the internet?
Yes, we in Temia we had the internet breakdown.
All right, that explains it.
Okay.
So who of you could summarize us, or what does online security mean to you? Maybe Gabriel looks like he knows.
Gabriel knows.
Yeah. For we discussed that online security means ensuring a state of ensuring the privacy of your data once you are using online platform, and you seek for how you are safe in sharing your data with your where you want to give the information. So you have to look for the information safety. But the issue of why it matters for teachers, that we discussed that it prohibits the third party to access your information without your permission. Thank you.
Thank you. So okay, Onesmo still has something to say. Yeah, please, Onesmo, unmute you.
Yes, also here we have discussed about the meaning of online security.
First of all, it's a state of protecting our device and information from the hackers or data theft and the virus. And why it is important? It's important because help us as the teacher to protect our data from the hackers. Also, as now our students also they use IT, so it can help even us teacher to protect the data of our students, and also helping protect our digital tools.
Very good answer too. Thank you, Onesmo. Anyone else who wants to say something? Or was this complete? Antti.
If there is no other people willing to give out some speech, I tell shortly an example of this need for security whenever we are online, even in Finland. And I bet what's going to happen in Tanzania, that your banking system and all these operations that you do in internet, they will be more and more available for everybody. And I bet you will be using, for example, your bank accounts through internet in close future. And we have been doing it in Finland. I don't remember now how long, but a good friend of mine, he has a son who had savings in his bank account, and he lost all his savings from several years, like 17,000 euros. And 17,000 euros is quite a lot of money. And he is not the one who don't know internet and who don't know these problems in using of internet and security systems, and the hackers still could do it to him. So we are talking about very important case, and when the use of internet spreads out now in Tanzania and you work with students, it's so important to keep them informed very well of these dangerous parts of internet.
Thank you, Antti. Good to remind us all. And yes, the internet and the technique is going fast forward, bringing us really good things, but also threats. Okay, let's continue. So these are the most common online threats: phishing, malware and viruses. And then, yes, if you use weak passwords, then there's a risk that the hackers can sort of guess your password and then break into your data. Now I will ask you about 10 questions. But first, let's a little bit these concepts. The scam is something, you probably are all aware of different scams. So they are maybe phishing scams where they try to trick the users into giving away their passwords. And causes for data breaches is like if you lose your laptop and it's not protected with a strong password. Also, USB, the flash sticks are a security threat. There are flash sticks that you can securely protect with password, but most flashes what you are using, they don't use this password protection. So you have to be careful what kind of information you have on those sticks. Now I will ask you these questions, and you can then Okay, the problem is I can't see you when, no, I will put this, yes. You just put up your thumb if this is true and thumb down. Okay, let's agree that you just put your thumb up if this is safe, but if it's a scam, you don't put your thumb up. So you will receive a email and the subject is urgent. Your email account will be deactivated. Dear user, your email storage is full. Please click the link below to avoid losing access. Thank you, IT support. Is this safe or scam? If it's safe, you can put your thumb up. If it's not safe, don't do anything. Okay, now Mataula and Rehema has joined us too. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, everyone thought that this was a scam, and that is a right decision. So why it is scam? It's too generic greeting. Dear user. Usually if the email starts with dear user, it's scam. And then it tries to get you do something really fast, urgent, so that you don't have time to think. And then there is this link. Click here to verify now. If it's a suspicious link, it tries to lead you to a place where you then maybe give you a password or something like that. And you can even see what is the email address that this comes from. So it's not from an official domain. For example, in Finland that we use a lot of banking services. So if it doesn't really show that it's from our own bank, but it has a suspicious address or domain, then you certainly know that it's a scam. Okay, safe or scam? Claim your gift card now. Congratulations, you won a $50 Amazon gift card. Click here to claim it now before it expires. Yeah, everyone knows that it's scam. It's too good to be true. And it's a generic oh no, yeah, this one. Safe or scam? Staff meeting Tuesday at 3 p.m. Hello team, just a reminder of our staff meeting on Tuesday at 3 p.m. in the main hall. Regards, Mr. Charles, head teacher. Safe or scam? Yes, many of you recognize that this is safe. It's a familiar center, and the context is familiar. There is no links or unusual requests. All right. And this was already, yeah. Safe or scam? Your Zoom invitation. You've been invited to join the Form 4 teacher. Join the Zoom, then this is the link, and this link will open in Zoom. Safe or scam? What do you think? Look carefully how the link is formed. Do you think it is from Zoom service? I would say that this is safe. Zoom links always start with zoom.us. And then the ID link for the Zoom meeting. And actually, this link is for our Zoom meeting. Yes, so from these kind of links, you can know that they are safe. How about this? Update your bank information. Dear valued customer, we noticed a problem with your salary deposit. Please log in to confirm your banking details. And then there is this link. Safe or scam? Mary says it's scam, and she's absolutely right. It's a fake banking issue. And it's probably a very dangerous phishing link. Help needed for urgent transaction. Hi, I'm stranded abroad and need your help to transfer funds. I'll pay you back next week, Peter. Safe or scam? Again, Mary suggests that it's scam, and she's right again. So this is called so-called CEO fraud, which is a quite common type of cybercrime where a scammer impersonates a company's CEO, this in case this is Peter, or high-ranking executive to trick employees, and usually the finance administration, into transferring money to his bank account. One more, I think. New teaching resources available. Hi, we've added new inclusive learning materials to the school's shared drive. You can access them here. And then there's link to internal school drive. Safe or scam? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay, come on. Gideon.
This is a scam because the link is not properly.
Yeah, but in this case, the link would be to the internal school drive. It's just I haven't put the. But for example, if in Femi or Patandi you had a server, then this would link to the school server.
Yes, I think it's safe. Maybe it can be like this one while you send, you say you can find it in Canva.
Yeah, you're right. So it kind of matches the internal communication rules, and it doesn't ask for any personal information. Oh, okay, one more. Confirm your Microsoft ID now. We have detected suspicious activity. Click below to secure your account. This is a very common kind of message. But Mary thinks it's scam. Can you explain why is it scam? Mary?
I think it's scam because I don't see the link. I just see Microsoft support login.com.
It really has to do, you can see from this link that it's not from the official Microsoft.
Yes.
domain. Microsoft always has the domain is microsoft.com, not Microsoft support login.com. So you be very careful with these kind of things. All right, let's proceed. So different kind of online safety practices. First, strong passwords. And I'm showing you few ways, or at least one good way to create a strong password. Then there's this two-factor authentication. Then something that Aino already talked in her presentation earlier, safe browsing. So that includes HTTPS. And then securing devices. So first, strong passwords. A strong password should be long enough. I would say at least 8 unrelated characters, which means that they don't necessarily form a whole word or something that could easily be related to a word. And I would say like at least 8 characters, preferably more. But then not to make it too complicated for yourself to handle these passwords. It should be easy to remember, but hard to guess. It should not be based on any song lyrics or famous quotes or personal details. And it should include mix of upper and lowercase, numbers and symbols for extra security. And I will now show you the way I make my passwords. I must have at least 100 different services where I always use different password. It's very important that you don't use the same password for different services. Because if a hacker hacks your password and you have used the same password in many services, he or she will hack all of your services. So use different password for each service. But how to remember it? So this is how I do it. I have a phrase like secondary school. I show you secondary school is my password phrase. And then I apply some changes. I change every A to 4, E to 3, I to 1, O to 0, R to 8, and S to 5. They are easy to remember because they remind, the characters remind, or the numbers remind me of those letters. And so the result for this changed password phrase would look like this. I can still read this, secondary school, but it's more difficult to guess, but not impossible. I need to add there something more. So for example, if I'm using Canvas, our learning platform, I would take the 3 first characters of that service and add there some special characters like this. And then the final strong password, which would still be easy for me to remember would be this, that there is this secondary, then this part with indicates the service, canvas, and school. And then just an example for FSC WordPress site, it could be like, look like this. Very easy for me to remember, but having capital letters, small letters, numbers, and special characters, it's very difficult to break. Did you understand? And if you use
Yes.
good. If you use this regularly, you change all your passwords for your different services to be like this, then you don't even need to write down those passwords, no, because they are all formed the same way, but still they are different passwords for each service. How does it sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
This
sounds good.
good.
And okay, there's quite many characters to type, but the main thing is that the password needs to be secure. And of course, when you're using your own laptop, the browsers remember those passwords, so you don't every time need to, if you let the browser to remember it, so then you don't need to type the password to each service because the browser remembers it. But then it is very important that you secure your laptop so that the password for your account on your laptop is strong. Okay?
Yes.
Good. Then there is this two-factor authentication. There are lots of services that give you this possibility. For example, Google. So that even if somebody hacks your password, he or she has to be able to access also, for example, your phone, because this two-factor authentication or most of the time asks you to confirm that you are now trying to log into your, for example, Google account, and it sends the message to your phone, and it's, for example, in Google case, it's a 6-digit number, and then when you log in your browser, then you have to type the 6-digit number in your browser, and only then it lets you in. So this is very important. And now your assignment, okay, this is due August 19th, it's today, so it's postponed, of course, to 26th. So it is to verify this two-step verification on your Google account, and you can read it here. And when you get into this place in Google, then take a print shot of it and then just save it to this assignment box. So then I know that you have used the two-factor authentication in Google. Is this okay? It's kind of a practicing this.
Yeah.
2FA. All right.
Okay.
And then about the safe browsing. I know already talked about this. So look always for websites that start with HTTPS, which means that it's secure. And you can see it in the browser. There is this lock. And most browsers, they also announce if you're trying to access a domain which is not secure. It tells you that this is unsecure place, don't go there. So remember HTTPS. Okay, I mentioned your device. So secure devices. How do you secure the devices? Now your laptops are quite new, but most probably there has also been some updates from Microsoft. Be aware of those updates and let Microsoft update your laptops so that all the software are always up to date, both Windows 11, but also other Microsoft software and whatever software you have installed in your laptop, keep them updated. But then one reminder, there are lots and lots of really good free software in internet to be downloaded and installed in your laptop. But among them can also be very dangerous viruses. So be aware of that. If you download any software from internet, make sure that it's a safe, secure place where you download them. Because there are millions of computers that have been hacked with viruses. So never be too careful. If you have, and you should have, some antivirus tools, they would protect also your computer from these malicious software from internet. Microsoft itself has own Defender, Microsoft Defender, and it's built into Windows. And here is a link for, gives you some guides and reviews from Microsoft Defender. So these are the 3 best ones that was suggested by first PC World, LiveWire Defender, and Tech Radar. So a good option or addition to Microsoft Defender could be Bitdefender or Avast. I've been using also Avast free antivirus, and it has been pretty good. I've been using laptops since they first become, it must have been in early 1990s that I got to know first laptops, or at least, computers. I've never had any viruses. I've been really, really careful, always have updated antivirus software. And then be careful with downloading any of the free versions of any software. And now, this is also something that you don't need to do it right now, but you could give some examples of good password phrases, like I give you the secondary school. Or I've been also using, one of our grandchildren was really keen on dinosaurs when he was little. And from there, I got really good ones. I'm not using them anymore, but like Triceratops or Tyrannosaurus. And then if you change those, again, those vowels and like A is 4 and E is 1. You get really a nice password phrases. So have any of you used these kind of password phrases before? Or do you have any good suggestions for password phrases? Any of you?
On my side, I had never used this kind of creating password. Most of the time I use words, for example, my name, word. So after this, what you have taught here, I understand something now. I have to create a strong password, but before I never used this one.
Okay. But it's good that you understood the meaning for this. How about Oscar? Have you used strong password phrases?
Okay, for me, I'm always use strong password since I use now is a password with numbers, letters, and symbols. I always use strong password for me.
Great.
Okay.
So now you can start thinking, if you have not used strong passwords so far, then think about different kinds of phrases that you could start using and use the same for each service, but add there this special part with which distinguishes these different services. And then you will always know that you have strong passwords. All right. And then, yes, this assignment where you should enable this 2FA, two-factor authentication. All right. Now we have, again, group discussions in breakout rooms. And first question is, what do we count as student data? Actually, before we go to the breakout rooms, but Onesmo has something to ask. Did you raise your hand?
Okay, the assignment here show us to try to enable 2FA on our FSEA account.
Yeah,
but some of us, our FSEA.FY account does not allow us to enter. So how can we do that assignment?
Okay, we have to solve that, because it would be really good if everyone had a Google account with their FSCA email. But if you don't, you probably have some other Google account, Gmail. Yeah, so you can use that then, if not work. But it would be good to secure the FSCA account also, but any Google account. All right. Now, the first question to solve when we are here now together, what do we count as student data? All right, welcome everyone. So I hope you had a good discussion, and now that you can also now answer these questions. So how to protect the student data and so on. So would the room 1 start?
Okay, in room 1, we had discussion on these common practices that we do in our schools that sometimes may put the students in risk. And we find these common practices as follows. One is sharing student information to the third party, the person who is not concerning. If we're not, we know that the teacher has to share the information by the parents. So if somebody is out of that relationship, it's not good to share the information. So the second practice that we have is student assessment, and in this we find that we need to keep the students' assessment confidential, but sometimes we find that they are placed even in an open space where everyone can see what is there. So this practice is also a risk. And the other thing is the issue of coding the students. Those are common issue practices that we have in schools that can put the students in risk. But how can we improve it? As in our group, we discussed that it is better to create a special room where we have a discussion of sensitive matters concerning the students. We are not sharing in public, because sometimes this can put our students in risk. And also we can do this teaching students to keep their password, especially those they are using to get to enter to the online platforms to seek their results, that we have to teach them how to keep it secure and not sharing to anybody who is not concerning. Another issue is about we have this system that we leave electronic devices that we are using, especially laptops. We will leave and each one can access. So sometimes these computers, if there is no, it's not secure, it's not good, because anyone can access the student information there. So we need to keep it secure by even inserting the password. And also we have to stop coding the students and to ensure confidentiality of their information. Thank you.
Very good answer. You answered most of the points that I wrote myself. So you found most of those points. How about room 2?
We discussed about how to protect student data. One, it was by introducing strong password. Second was to teach students on how to be safe in the internet or when they're using the devices. 3 was logging in and out after using the devices. 4 was to delete previous activities after using the devices. 5 was having student personal sticks, USB sticks or whatever, to keep their or to handle their own information. 5, to create regular backup for student data. 50, to monitor student activities in the computer when they are using computers. 60, to maintain confidentiality among students and teachers when they are using devices. And the common practice which could lead to risking student data was using device without logging in, without logging out after using it. Example, when you are using public computers.
Mm-hmm.
But also having multiple data users or data editors, student data editors at school is a risky. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Anyone from room 2, do you have anything to add? Room 3.
Okay.
Okay, thank Oscar. Okay.
In our group, we have discussed on how can we protect student data in our daily teaching work. We have discussed this, that we can protect our student data by don't sharing student records publicly. for example, sharing student record in notes boards. So we have discussed to avoid sharing student marks or other records publicly, but also we have discussed that we can protect student data by setting rules and regulations on how to use digital devices for students and for teachers. But also we have discussed that we needed to clear browsing when using public after using it. Sorry. And on the issue of the common practice that can be risk for our student in school, we have discussed that risk of logging in on a shared computer without logging out. So this can be risk for our students. So our students, they have to be aware that when they use school laptops, after they need to log out in order to secure their details. But also they have to use another risk for our teachers, for our student data. It is teachers leaving their accounts on. For example, when teacher using school computer, the teacher is supposed, he or she is supposed to log out and to leave its account so that to protect the data that may be contained in its account, for example, students' marks and other student data. We have discussed only this.
I think there is now some internet issues, so we can't hear you, Oscar, very well, but.
Okay, but I am.
Okay, thank you, Oscar. I guess at least I missed some of those points, but probably because it was Oscar, they were all important points. How about room 4?
Yeah, in room 4, we've discussed the common practices that risk students' data. First, the use of unsafe browser. That the browser which did not start with that HTTPS, that is the unsafe browser. Another one is the creation of weak security, the creation of weak password. Also, that is among of the common practice which risk student data. Also, there is the use of the external devices, such as flash disk, which has virus, they're not secured. This will lead to this is among the common practice which risk the student data. Also, the loss of the device, maybe the loss of computer, laptop. So, and how to improve the student data? One is the creation of strong password. The password which has several characters, alphabets, symbols, and so on. And you also avoid sharing passwords with others. You can see maybe students may share passwords, so this will become a problem. And you have to use the secured external device. Those devices which has been protected with a good antivirus. Yeah. Also, the use of one email from the institution. Maybe instead of using many emails, Should we have one email from the institution or a school have one email, whereby that email can be used in different academic issues or in that students' data, on how to keep the student data. In your group, in short, we have discussed those things.
Yeah, thank you, Gideon. I really think that you got the most important points, all of you. I will try to summarize this discussion and put it in Canvas, so that it will be sort of a list. But one thing that I was thinking okay, student data is something that if it identifies a student, it's personal data. Okay, like we came up with all this. What is student data? But one that is missing is that also photos and videos are personal data. And that is something that, especially in Patandi, is a bit problematic. Because, for example, for our project, we need to have some photos from students. Okay, we try to get those pictures so that the students identified if it's not allowed. But in Patandi, the parents are mostly living far away, so we can't get the parents' permission to use it. Okay, we thought we were discussing about this with Madame Janet, and she said that it's enough if she approves to those photos to be used. But in a very strict way, it should always be the parents. But it would make impossible for us to act in Patandi because we can't meet all the parents. So this might be something that needs to be discussed later again. Maybe when the students first arrive at school, if you meet the parents, one part of it could be, for example, their approval of using photos and videos in this specific part, not just to put in any of the pictures any place, but to sort of market this project. How does it sound? Yeah.
Sound okay. Sound good.
Good.
Sound good.
Yes. So let's not forget those photos and videos. But otherwise, I think we summarized this very well. One more question. How did you find these breakout rooms? To work in breakout rooms?
It's good.
All right.
I think it's very good. I would like even to know how do you break it?
Yeah, I must. Yeah, of course, you first need to have access to be an administrator for a Zoom. But this might be something that you could even use when you're working on your dissertation, Flavian. Yeah. And so it's something that, NOSIM has a account for Zoom too. So maybe that could be used. So we could maybe share, because the administration can be also shared. But it has many different pedagogical ways to use. And as you see, if we are 14 plus trainers, it's almost impossible to discuss. But if you break it into 3 or 4 persons, then it's much more fruitful. Yes, I'm happy that technically it went well, except Mary had some internet problems. That's why she couldn't join you. And then also we were discussing a little bit with Antti, not with Aino yet, but Does it make it a little bit different if there's some of Mzungus there with you? Because then the groups that don't have Mzungus, you can discuss in Swahili, and maybe it's easier to discuss with us without us. So maybe next time we will limit the groups to include only you Tanzanians.
I totally agree that
Right.
teachers out,
Yeah.
only mentors discussing. So because I talk too much.
And it's the language barrier, because
Yeah.
then they
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
speak
And
in
it's
English.
it's a very good pedagogical decision to leave the teachers out from the breakout rooms.
Yeah. So next time, but this is the first experiment of
Yeah.
using breakout rooms, and I hope we can use these more just to activate you.
And I'm also silent person like Aino.
Yes.
Not you, aunt. So anyone can be silent, but not you, aunt.
Yep.
Okay.
But again, I have to say, I'm so happy and proud of each one of you. You made my day. And again, I hope you feel that this was a important topic, because I do feel that it's a very important topic to protect you, your data, but also student data. So it's to protect them. Next week, we will meet again. So then Camilla will tell you more about School Hub and how to use it in teaching. And she's very experienced. You already met her because she was visiting us when School Hub was first introduced. So, and you know, she speaks fluent Swahili. So if you need any assistance in Swahili, so she's the one. Great. See
Great.
you in a week.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Week.
Hey, do you guys know?
Kwaheri.
Listen to me. Do you guys know that we have a new person in our board? I didn't hear what Eva was talking just a minute ago, but
Oh, yeah.
we have a board member in Finland. Is a Tanzanian. She's born in Tanzania. She has done her PhD in Finland, in Turku University, and she's now a member of our board, and she will attend our seminar in 2 weeks. So
Emma Nogoni.
yeah, Emma
Gonogi.
Gonogi, and yeah, she's living here quite close to us, not far from us, and so maybe. Well, she might even do a short video so we could share it with you guys so you get to know who she is.
About the videos, you hopefully know our Instagram and Facebook pages. So our interns from Wisconsin University have been updating Instagram and Facebook 3 times a week approximately. Now they are almost done with the internship. They are leaving for America, but go and see their posts. Okay? Bye. Have a nice week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.